Hi, friends. I'm breathing hard because I just rushed home from teaching classes and it's exhausting sometimes. But we're going to go ahead and get started soon. No, I'm just kidding. I will be going live today with someone, so I'm super excited. So thank you for joining me tonight. It's hot outside. It's real outside. It is hot outside. I don't understand Arizona heat, and honestly, I'm over it. So, but oh, perfect. She's here. How do I do this? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're going live. I just went live. I would love to watch that live, but we're going live here. Hi. Oh, you cute.
Stop! You cute.
Look at you.
I'm so done. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
So first off, I didn't see that. I didn't know you was in New York.
I know. I was like, I know I wrote Eastern Time. I know I wrote Eastern Time.
Yeah, you. When I look back, when you said, I was like, no, she didn't. Did she? I look back. I was like, oh, I missed it.
I was like,
So
did I?
you on the
Because I
coast?
knew you guys were in Arizona. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be on. I'm trying to be in New York. Right. The funny thing is, I was actually supposed to be in New York this whole summer, but the pandemic happened and everything.
Right.
But I hear it's safer to be in New York than it is to be in Arizona.
I mean, we've gotten a little better. We are not really staying home like we should be.
Nah, but did you see? I don't know if you've seen. So Atlanta, there's a club that had a little pool party shindig.
I saw that on Shade Room and I was like, oh, I thought we were bad. That's dangerous.
Yeah, like infested and just everything.
It looked gross. I don't even have the desire to do anything like that though.
No, I don't either. I don't either.
Mm-mm.
So let me know because I actually don't know. Is your name pronounced? How do you pronounce your name?
Tunisia.
Okay, Tunisia. Okay.
Mm-hmm. How do you pronounce your name?
Niamey.
Niamey. Okay.
Yeah. So see, y'all, this is our first time actually meeting.
I know.
So,
Hi, Niamey.
hey, girl. Okay, so I wanted to say first, thank you for getting on with me. Thank you for your patience of earlier. I really appreciate it. So
No
thank
problem.
you. I was going through the Root of Minds blog because I read the Root of Minds blog. So I hope the rest of y'all really be reading stuff. We have amazing writers, just amazing
We
content
do. No,
there.
we really do.
We do. And I was reading your two pieces and I was like, oh my goodness, I think we should talk about this. And so I wanted to give you a space for some things.
Yes.
Like I do before. I don't want to focus too much on, and if you don't know what I'm talking about her two pieces. Let me hold on, because I want to say the names and everything. I have them right here. Give me a second. But these are.
Take your time.
What'd you say?
I said, take your time.
Hey, girl, I want to get this. This is not the right one. Yes, there is freedom over emotions. My ex called the police on me is one of them, and then the other. What's the other? I can't find the other one. What's the title of the other one?
I think I did three. So there was freedom over emotions. There was one about broken men.
That one.
And self-love, yes.
Yes, broken men love. And so I wanted to talk about it a little bit. But if I may ask you, first off, how old are you?
I'm going to be 30 in August.
Happy birthday.
Oh, God. We're going to skip it, though. We're going to skip it.
It's your dirty 30.
I know, but with the whole pandemic and everything, I'm like, I could skip it. I don't have to celebrate. I could be 29 again.
I ain't mad about it, all right? I ain't mad. You've been in so you have a good amount of life on you for you to experience good, the bad, the ugly, and all the mess in between.
Right.
So if you could give us a little bit background about you, just in general, who you are, about where you're from.
Sure. So I'm originally from New York. I lived in LA for 4 years. There I got a lot of my life experiences in terms of like relationships in a small amount of time. Because LA is very quick and fast, and you just never know what's gonna happen, so you just jump on board. And then I moved back to New York a year ago, actually, exactly a year ago.
Wow. And
Mhm.
why did you leave New York first off?
Um, I left New York. I was 25. It was cold. And I just remember that I just wanted to do something for me. So I didn't know anybody in LA, never been to LA. I just packed up and left.
And that was one of the things you said in one of your pieces, that you left and you wasn't sure if you were going to tell the men you were dating at that moment.
Right. I was with him for 10 years. So um I didn't want him to come with me. I did not. And he knew that, but I bought my ticket and then I finally told him, and then he bought his ticket, and I was just like, I guess we're doing this together.
Ooh. And what's up,
Yeah.
sound man is here. That's dope. So, wow. Okay. So how was that what was the main purpose of you wanting to leave by yourself? Was it just that you wanted to explore and be with
I
yourself?
just wanted to see if I can just do it on my own. I knew like New York is hard. Don't get me wrong. New York is hard. If you they say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Like that's facts. But I really just wanted to do this journey of just like going to a warm climate, rediscovering myself, actually figuring out who I am. And I felt like that was the place to do that.
That's dope. So you went from New York to LA. Not
Hmm.
the man you wanted to go with, but he ended up coming.
He did. He did end up coming.
And how did that go? And again, I know that she writes this, y'all. It's in the blog. Freedom of
I'm an open book. I'm an open book, so it's
Life.
all good.
Also wrote it in another one. So make sure you are checking out her work on the Rooted Minds blog, because you're amazing. First off, you're amazing. Right? What is your
Thank you.
writing
What is my what?
experience with writing?
I've been writing ever since I was a kid. So that was just my outlook. Like I just would go in my room. I'm an extreme introvert, so I'm always by myself. If I'm not writing, I'm dancing. I'm always just trying to keep myself busy. But writing just helped me get a lot of my thoughts. I'm also an overthinker, so that kind of helps get all my thoughts into paper where I'm not just dumping things on people, because that can kind of get a little annoying. Um, so it was a good way for me to just process what I'm feeling. And then gradually, like I went to LA and I wanted to write more. And because so much was happening, I didn't get the opportunity to do that. So when I moved back to New York, I was like, I'm gonna do this out here. Nothing's gonna stop me.
That's beautiful. So, okay, one thing I have questions on here. So one thing that you were very vulnerable in both of your pieces. And so I want to ask you,
Yeah.
where did that strength come from? Because it takes a lot, right? So it's one thing to be honest, but it's one thing to
Hmm.
be parent, meaning no one asked you and you're just like,
Right.
I want to share myself. What gave you that strength?
I think it's just mainly I know I'm not alone. I
Mm,
know I'm not alone, and I wish that if someone was vulnerable or transparent when I was going through the things that I was going through, I don't think I would have made a lot of the mistakes that I made. So someone's got to do it. I'm really fearless when it comes to things like that, because I realize that like I'm not going to be judgmental in my pieces. Like if you're going through what you're going through, let me share my experience and tell you what I went through. But I'm never going to tell you, leave your man, leave your girl, leave whoever. I'm never going to tell you to do that. I'm just going to simply say, this is what I went through. Um, this is how I overcame that. Here are some tips, or, here's when I was weak, or just ways for people to relate to the things that I went through. But I feel like I had to take that step to do that, because I wish somebody would have did that for me.
yeah, I hear that. I used to say, and I don't know why I stopped saying this, but I used to say, I never want later on to hear someone say, I wish you told me this.
Right.
So I'd rather just tell people now, like, hey, just so you know, like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what it looks like.
Right.
You
And
know?
if you choose to ignore what I say, that's fine too, because we all have our own journey. It's just mainly just getting it out there, putting it out there. Maybe someone will understand where I'm coming from, and maybe I can help and see how I can give back and help someone else who doesn't have to go through what I went through.
Right, right. Okay. So you decide to move to LA with
I did.
by yourself, and then your man decided to come along, tagged
He
along.
did.
What were some red flags that you saw that you just ignored? Because you also mentioned that. You mentioned red flags. What were some red
Right.
flags you ignored?
I'm really good at that. I'm really good at ignoring red flags. That is something I'm actually to this day I'm working on. Um, it was because I was with him for such a long time. It was very on and off. So
Mm.
there was no foundation. It was also like I was carrying someone with me on my journey.
Ooh.
Um, so I already knew that that was not going to end well. But because I loved him and because I wanted him to be great too, I was like, hey, just come with me. Just at this point, I bought my ticket. You bought your ticket. Let's just figure it out from here. Um, and then literally we lasted maybe a year, probably not even that.
Wow.
Probably not even a year. Yeah.
Yeah. And but it was a 10-year on and off relationship.
It was. It was definitely on and off for 10 years.
Okay. What was it that kept you there? What were things that you were telling yourself?
I think I was holding on to like the whole high school sweethearts, or we known each other since we were kids and now we're growing up, and thinking that it's gonna be this silver lining and it's gonna be this beautiful story. Like you just tell yourself so many fantasies and then you look at it and you're like, this is not moving in a direction that I thought it was gonna move in. So I think I was just holding on to like seeing the bigger picture and not realizing that there was no bigger picture.
Yeah.
It was just what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I was dating someone for 2 years, and one thing when we finally broke up, it was like I remember grieving so much, but I didn't
Mm,
even grieve like, oh, I miss him, right? I grieved this
right.
idea of what I thought we were going to be.
Right. It's this comfort. It's like you plan so much and you hold on to that. And then you're like, when they leave, you're literally mourning the fact that, there's no wedding, there's no this, there's no that. We're supposed to do this. And literally, you just created those ideas in your head. None of it was real because
I,
that person couldn't reach that.
yeah, and those
So,
were those were red flags that like I know myself ignored, and I also know when I think about like that relationship specifically, I
mm-hmm.
like I was in a weak place and I just needed something in that moment, and he became what I
Right.
need.
And
But
I
I was
feel the same way because sorry for cutting you off. I blame my ex for coming to LA with me. But then I think about it and I'm like, a lot of the experiences that I went through my first year, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. Like he was my clutch. He was that person who like when I went on job interviews, when we were looking for our first place, like he was that friendship for me. So I think that he helped a lot in those ways. He just wasn't a good partner, which is okay. Like that's okay.
yeah, that's right. That's real. Uh, what you also mentioned this idea of fixing,
Yes.
right? Fixing your man. And I know for me, I'm a problem solver. If there's
Mm-hmm.
let's fix it. And I've had to learn that like I can't fix a man specifically, right? Men are
Right.
very, they're and to any man, not to dog y'all out, but there's certain things that for you to feel like a man, right? Like your ego,
Mm-hmm.
there's certain things you have to do as a man. And I
Right.
know I've learned like you can't fix a man, but what were some ways you try to fix him? Or the men you dated in general. Let's also bring up
Yeah.
your other, I believe, who called the police on you. Were those two different exes?
They were two different exes, yes. I think so with my 10-year relationship, there was a lot that needed fixing. A lot of like lack of communication, lack of drive, lack of um just him feeling good about himself. And it was like I don't know where I gained this self-esteem from. I had to literally learn to love myself. It took a lot. It literally took me breaking down to the smallest form of myself and being okay with that. Like being at my lowest and being like, you are not defined by where you are because you're at your lowest. As long as you're working actively to become a better person, to become a better you, to give love, like it took a lot for me to understand that it's okay to not be at the top.
Yes.
But for some reason, when it came to those men, when they were at the bottom, I wanted to help. I wanted to be like, well, how do we fix this? How do I help you grow? How do I help you see your potential? How do I make you see that I love you? And I had to learn that like they had to do the same thing that I did. They had to learn self-love. They had to learn that like, yeah, I'm at my lowest right now and I'm grateful for the fact that you love me, but understand that like I have to love myself first. And I used to take that as like an attack. Like, why isn't my love not enough? Why isn't that because I love you, why can't you love you? And then I think after the whole police thing, I 86 that. I was like, you know what? It's good like I love hard, but learning that like sometimes loving hard is not the best thing. It's just not, because you can be smothering someone and you can be preventing them from growing, which is what I feel like I did for two of my exes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So oh, there's so much you just said. So I don't want to miss it. We're going to come back to one part, but I
Yeah.
want to get the one about freedom over emotions. My ex called the police on me. And again,
Yes.
you can look her up on the I Am Rooted or Rooted Minds blog. Tuni Renee.
Tuni Renee, yes.
Tuni Renee.
Mm-hmm.
It's TUNIRENEE. So double
Yes.
E's. And one thing she says, ma'am, my black ex-boyfriend called the police on me. He tried to take away my freedom. I can never go back. Now, so this piece, I took it as two meanings.
Mm-hmm.
You explaining again, you're visiting this idea of the relationships you've been in and the self you had to examine, and then at the end you
You're like frozen. I don't know what's happening.
Okay, sorry,
it's all good.
I got a call. So. And then the second part, what I took from it, specifically towards the end, once you get further down, you read the fact of where you were talking about how black men may not be protecting black women.
Right.
And I thought that was beautiful, especially during a time now, right, where we have a Breonna Taylor who still does not have justice, who her name seems to be forgotten.
Right.
We've created music and memes for her, but her name's starting to get lost. So
exactly.
I first want to thank you for that. I think you said that you said it in such a great way. You showed by this man not understanding how dangerous it is for me as a black woman to be arrested by police by you not protecting me. So if you could talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So that relationship, like it was done. I think we were prolonging because we lived together and I was just it was my home. It was a place where I literally can come home and feel like this is my home. It took a while for me to leave, but I think I was just shocked. I was shocked because I couldn't understand how somebody who claimed they loved me so much, I wasn't doing anything. I expressed in my writing that, yes, I went out. I went to go drink. I ate an edible because I just needed that courage. But my friend was on her way. Literally, my friend, she lived about an hour away. I went to go do what I needed to do, came back, packed my stuff up, and was on my way out. And I just feel like those emotions he just couldn't handle. And in return, I don't know what snapped. I'm not a mind reader. To this day, I have no idea why he did what he did. But it hurt. It did, because I thought he was joking until we went downstairs. We're getting ready to drive off, and the police are speeding behind us, asking us to get out the car. And in that point, I'm so frantic. And I am an honest person. I will say, when I mess up, I tell the truth. Because at that point, it's like, there's no point in lying. There's nothing I can do at this point. The police are here. I'm telling them what happened, and I'm just looking at him like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? You're so upset, and you can't process what you're feeling to the point where you think that it's okay for me to walk away in handcuffs. I could not understand. I couldn't get it. And I'm looking at him like, you're black, I'm black. You know how badly this could have went. And still, there was nothing in your brain that said, maybe I should just take a pause and not do this. He was on the phone he caused a whole scene. He was like, she is hitting me, she's attacking me. He literally was on that phone making it seem like I was destroying the apartment. I'm just standing there like, what do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do at that point? Um, and then of course I caused a scene. I did. I caused a scene at that point because I was pissed and I was just like, I'm going to jail anyway. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail anyway. So at this point, I'm just gonna just whatever. I'm gonna cause a scene. And then when they showed up, I sure did. I said, yes, I did. I did cause a scene. There are things knocked over, but it was after he called you guys because at that point I was pissed. I was pissed. I lost my shit. So it was hurtful. It was hurtful.
I get it. Yeah, I would, girl, I would too. Are you?
I didn't know what to, and then when the police called me to do a checkup, a wellness check-in, I was just like, did she really just ask me if I went back to that man? I literally winded. I was so offended because I was like, I knew you were standing outside. You saw me in tears. You saw me looking at him just baffled of the fact that like this man who I spent 3 years with, who I loved, really wanted to see me in jail because I wanted to leave. Because I wanted to leave him. That's insane. Insane. So I wanted to write about it because in a time right now, it's just, we have to fight so hard to express like, yo, Black women matter. Like we fight so hard for y'all. We love so hard. And it's just like, all I'm asking is for that love in return. When I say I'm done, I'm done. Respect that. Respect my boundaries. Respect my space. Respect that I'm saying we done. And that's it.
Yeah. That's real. And I think to the point of what you said of like, I mean, there's a reality that a lot of women go back, right?
Right.
But to your point, like you made up your mind.
I did.
Right. And it takes time. It takes a lot sometimes for some people to we do the back and forth thing. I remember I was on and off for someone for a few years as well, right? So we take our time. But when you get to that point of like, I'm done, you're done.
You're done.
Yeah. And I think it also, I agree with you. I think, and as a lighter skinned Black woman, right? As someone who can operate in the spaces I operate because of my light skin privilege, like I get though. Like I see, and me and my roommate always talk about the fact of like, or my best friend. She would hate if I said my roommate. She's my best friend. Talk about this.
You better claim her.
Right. Talk about this thing of like, and again, no shade to the men on the line, but realistically, like they'll get a Black woman pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, be safe. Okay, my roommate just said, my best friend said she ain't back in 30 minutes. Call police.
Okay,
running.
we will.
But it's like, oh, you'll get a Black woman pregnant, but you won't marry her.
Right.
Oh, you'll let her do A, B, C, and D for you, but you won't claim her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You'll go and you'll hold the little white, and no shade again. I'm Mexican and Black. Even Mexicans, you hold Mexicans' hand, but you won't for a Black woman. And it's
right.
Like,
we're always kept in secret, or it's like,
yes.
I can love you, but I always feel like I'm always loving more or harder, or trying to get them to be like, yo, I love you. I'm trying to express, maybe I've been a little distant in the beginning because that's just who I naturally am. I'm very like, it takes me some time, but once I'm about you, I'm about you, and I go hard for you. And I feel like some Black men are just like, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to someone being like, I stand for you. I see you. I love you. Let's do this together. And I want them to get on board. I want them to get on board because that's the only way good people are going to find good people.
Yeah.
If you're good to me, I'm good to you. If you're loyal to me, I'm loyal to you. That's the only way we're all going to find each other. If not, we're just going to keep hurting each other. And I'm tired. I'm tired of a hurting generation. I'm tired of people not listening to each other. I'm tired of this. I'm just tired. So we need to come together. We're all one. We are literally all one. We have to protect each other.
Yeah, I agree. The Soundman concept said every guy has a lot of ego, just got to reciprocate a lot of respect. Yes.
Okay, but respect is earned.
Yes.
Respect
You
is
go
def.
ahead.
I have no problem. I have no problem giving the right man the utmost respect. That's what I want. However, you're not gonna be dogging me or not claiming me or stressing me out and thinking that you're gonna come home to peace. It's not gonna happen. It's
And
not gonna happen.
also this other idea of like of guys sometimes say like, well, I'll treat her right when it comes to this, or once we're here, and it's like, no, 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 no. Respect is
Right.
here.
Right.
Because again, when we look at history, right? We look at history and we look at women who have led movements, women who've been in the
Mm-hmm.
front doing stuff, right? Like black women have been at the top of all that.
Right.
We want to say black men, yes, yes, but don't get it twisted. And then we also seem to forget that like black women are also targeted by the police.
Yes.
Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Tatiana
Yes.
Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we can even go back to history, right? Where
Right.
Angela Davis was kicked out of the country. She
Right.
barely can, and yeah, she's a professor, right? For where's she teaching? UC Davis, or she's teaching somewhere in California. But and she also taught in a few different places. But before, these institutions didn't want her because she was problematic. Like black
Exactly.
rallying for black men. I
It's
want that.
hard being a strong black woman. It's like either you have to be timid and shy, or you're too loud or too angry. It's like there's no room for the in between. It's like I can be feisty, I can be hood, I can get buck, but I also know when it's time to let my man shine. I understand that. I understand their agenda roles. I'm fine with that. However, you are not gonna disrespect me. That's
Yeah.
it.
I feel it. I feel it completely. And I think you did again. Y'all read her stuff on the Root of blog. I think you did a very well job in your story at explaining first off the love I had for this man and why the pain that pained me and that hurt me. But then
Right.
also and like, but you're not protecting black women in general.
Right.
Like that's not protecting me. And so I like that. I love that, and I thought that was very well done.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Another question I have though, right? Because we're talking about self.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing, what was the journey of unlearning the different loves that you had and being able to heal from them?
So, like I said before, I am an introvert and an overthinker. But I also don't handle pain well.
Okay.
So when I get hurt, oh, it's things. It's things to the point where like I learn from my mistakes. Like I literally will sit in that pain and be like, don't do that again. Whatever you did, process what you're feeling, process what you learned from that, learn and keep it pushing. Because at the end of the day, like I don't want to keep going through this cycle. I already did that. I was with someone for 10 years and then I went into another toxic relationship and I got the police called on me. So it's like, how about we take a pause? How about we revisit the things that we did to get us to where we are? Let's channel that. Let's learn from that. And let's practice not doing that again. And I know that sounds simple, but it literally is just talking to yourself. Talking to myself, telling myself that I'm worth more than what I went through, appreciating what I went through, because I don't think those men are disgusting, terrible. Like, I would never shame my exes, is which I always say in my writing. Like, I do not shame them because everyone is growing, everyone is learning, everyone is allowed to make mistakes. However, you have to learn from those mistakes because I don't want when they pursue whoever they're with, I don't want that woman to go through what I went through. I
Yeah.
feel like I took that L for every other woman. Therefore, please treat the next woman right. That's all I ask. Just treat them right.
Yeah.
Because I was able to process and heal and move on, and I'm still open to love. I'm still willing to put myself out there. I still want a healthy, loving relationship. But I do understand the importance of healing. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that answers your question.
No, yeah, I think it does. I think for me, I went so I don't think we fully understand how much something has impacted us fully because we don't see it right away, right? You don't see
Right.
the impact all the time, right? So it's like when someone hits you, you'll see the bruise or you
Right.
feel it, you're like, oh, that hurts. But sometimes when it comes to relational, right, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's parents, even relationships just to ourselves or
Right.
romantic relationships, we don't always understand the pain. And so I
Right.
know for me, I went a whole year. 2019 was like my year of healing. And again,
Okay.
I mentioned at the beginning, it was a time where I was like grieving the future I thought, right? I'm 27. I
Okay.
had never in my life talked about getting married. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get married one day. Yeah, I want
Right.
kids one day, right? Don't really know, but maybe. But it wasn't until I met this man who was like, you know, I want you to have my children, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, this is real. Maybe I want me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was real. And then I had to grieve this life that I was no longer
Mm-hmm.
going.
It's a loss.
Yes, it
Mm-hmm.
is. It, literally, I remember, and and actually, it's not dramatic. This is what I did for a whole month. I mean, I wear black anyways. Black is kind of my
Right.
word. So I wear black every single day, even to bed. And the purpose was to grieve the death of like our relationship.
Right. You have to do what you have to do.
Right. It was symbolic though. But it also put my mind in perspective of like there's no going back.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to you because he will. There's no going back. You
There's
just have
no
to.
going back.
But I will say a situation that like I'm currently in is I appreciate honesty and
Mm-hmm.
transparency. Something that I've been saying in my relationships is like, well, what do you desire? What do you
Right.
want? Because it's different to be like, oh, let's do this, or let's be like this, or let's think like this. But like, no, I want to be this. I want to
Right.
think this. I desire to be this person. And so that's something that I've been saying. There's a little gentleman or whatever that I'm dating at the moment,
Yeah.
or whatever.
You kill.
But it makes me appreciate the upfront and honest, you know, like this is what I want. I want this.
And I
So,
feel like because we went through what we went through, it's easier to appreciate when a man is doing something that's effortlessly. So it's like
yeah.
in the back of your head, you know what you manifested, you know what you won't tolerate, you know what you will tolerate. And you see this man who is willing to give you what you desire without having to say. Or even if you do have to say it, he's open to listening. So
Yeah.
it's all about it. That I feel like that is a part of the healing journey of understanding, like, okay, what are you going to tolerate? What are you not going to tolerate? What makes you feel good? What doesn't make you feel good? And making sure that your partner understands that when you're speaking, it's not an attack. It's basically saying, like, I went through this before. It didn't make me feel good. I don't want to go through that again. How do we figure out how to communicate efficiently so that I don't feel like I'm taking 10 steps back? So
Yeah.
I'm good for you, girl. Good for you.
But that's real. That's real. Is there anything you want to say to the women and or men on the line? Just anything you want to let them know?
Um, See, you putting me on the spot. After I said I was an introvert, it's not necessarily that I want people to know anything. I think that I just want people to trust the process. I feel like a lot, at least my peers, are into rushing things, or instant gratification. And
Mm,
sometimes that is not the best thing. It's okay to just sit with yourself and just feel. Regardless of what you're feeling, it's just okay to feel those things so that you have some sense of awareness within yourself. You know, I feel like a lot of times we just spill out like, oh, I want this, oh, I want that. And then when someone says, well, why do you want that? We don't know how to answer that. I feel like if we sat with ourselves a little bit, did some internal thinking, we would probably not be seeking that instant gratification. We would be satisfied with just ourselves.
that's beautiful. And to that point, you mentioned earlier the idea of a foundation, right? And that's what
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote a blog about this actually on the Rooted Minds blog. But this idea of like some of us we don't have a clear, definite,
No.
strong within ourselves, right? We don't know how to love ourselves. We don't know how to appreciate ourselves. Like
Right.
I could tell you every great quality about like I could tell you about Niamey. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done some work.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell you all about me.
Right.
Like some of us we can't do that. And I also think right now I want to encourage everyone who's on the line here that like the best time to do that is this pandemic.
It
You have
is. You
stuff.
have
I remember
nothing but time.
girl, first 2 weeks in April was so hard because I realized like there's some really ugly in me that I
Mm-hmm.
need to learn, that I need to
Right.
that I need to focus on. And it's like this is the best time to do this because when else
It
are you gonna
is.
be sitting by yourself quarantine.
But it also is scary. Like I want to say it's not easy. It's really not easy. It's not, because there are things that like you don't want to face. Imagine like there's something where you're like, ooh, that's really ugly about me. I'ma just lock that away and not deal with it. But then people don't realize that that comes out when you're in a relationship. That ugly side of you that you did not deal with comes out. And then we have to figure out, well, how do we maneuver around that so that it doesn't cause us to fall?
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you.
I appreciate
this was amazing.
It. Right? Thank you. Again, you can follow her at Tuni Renee on the Rooted Minds blog. Check out the two that we were specifically talking about, which was Freedom Over Emotions. My ex called the police on me, and I wasn't able to get the other title, but just check out her stuff because they're really, really good.
Right.
And where can everyone find you?
My Instagram is _Tuni Renee _ You can follow me. I'm not really big on social media. I just started really engaging with people because I'm writing more, and I want people to read my stuff. I feel like I have a lot to say. I feel like it can relate to some people, and it comes from a non-judgmental place where you can read my stuff and it doesn't feel like I'm attacking you. It's just me sharing my experiences.
Yeah, I feel it. And I appreciate it. I mean, like I said, when I was reading, I was like, oh, I need to talk to this woman. Who is she? So make sure you guys all follow her. Yeah, go share some love. Thank you.
Thank you.
For adding the tag right there.
Yes.
Thank you, girl. So thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Okay.
Well, friends, you can always follow me too at NNIIAMEY. Niamey. My friends always say that. But anyways, you can follow me there. And then also on the Rooted Minds blog, I have a new post going up tomorrow. So be ready for that. If you liked what you saw and you want to continue to just be a part of us, be a part of the family and the movement that we're doing here, you can always donate to us. I Am Root LLC for Cash App. I Am Root LLC Cash App, and you can donate there, or you can always visit our website and check it out there. I want to go live next week, and I'm going to look for a man because I got on the call today where I talked about women, but we did a few months ago, I think in May, I did a conversation on relationships. I was sipping on wine. It was like it was a let's talk wine sipping type of thing. I want to do that again for next week. I'm going to try to get 2 dudes and 2 ladies to like come in and out with me, and just we're going to talk relationships. So if you're interested, DM us and let us know. But until then, folk, stay safe and wear a mask. Peace.